Schwyz, the Bird's ladies survived the success of the hit of Mutant USO, took into account the mistake of the possible corruption, and came back with the next dystopia. In the new tactical RPG, the studio tried to jump above their heads, which can be felt in every frame. Miasma Chronicles is a narrative-focused redemption project with an intriguing world steeped into the spirit of Death Stranding and movie Elysium, with an XCOM combat system. Admittedly, its strange often plays tricks on it. Miasma Chronicles and the previous two entries are linked by settings, gameplay and general atmosphere, but much of the plot and its implication are revealed by the word miasma. In ancient Greek myth, people who commit serious crimes were soaked in miasmas, a contagious that foreshadowed death. This idea is where the game's universe was born. The world of the future has entered the era of a Greek civilization, a new renaissance, when paradise was already at your fingertips. But something goes wrong. Events take place in a post-apocalyptic future, 140 years after the collapse of civilization due to a terrible cataclysm. America has been infected by an out-of-nowhere miasma. Floating in the air, the particle-like metal matter causes mutation or kills everything it touches. Social dies and the world is virtually invisible. The player finds himself in a small missing town of a shutdown town, protected from the outside environment by hills and a miasma wall. Here lives a kid Elvis with his brother robot defense Dix, the soul and manner of communication iron bought from the dark-skinned Draper with reference to Bender from the Futurama. 10 years ago, Elvis' mother disappeared from his life, wishing him to break through a wall with a mysterious claw and find her. The Gauntlet allows to control miasma's essence and use it against enemies. But Elvis' powers are not yet strong enough to complete the task. The game builds an interesting world, with many factions, mutant frogs worshipping miasma, walking trees, a secret order similar to Jedi from Star Wars, and a greedy corporation. The story highlights are engaging, the dialogue is not lacking in humor, and the characters in their personalities evolve. The problems are there, but there are a couple of plot twists with a past reveals that the pleasantly surprising. It's understandable to expect something dishfully twisted in the combat system in a video game like this, but it's hard to pick into intro. The first dive will be fascinating, which is also fascinated by Impossible Codex, scrupulously describing all aspects of the game. A little later will come the understanding of superficiality, aligning with the behavior of Alice, but in a narrative the studio has progressed. The player gets a conditional freedom, go through the main and additional task, get acquainted with the mechanics, enjoy the graphics and effects. Not to say that the game looks like a generation project, but it's extremely attractive for tactics. Miasma Chronicles is a quality leap compared to the studio previous works. Stage scenes and animation are realized not on sensation but on a strong level, and Miasma's endless spheres show spectacular particles and beautiful lighting effects. This is expressed in demanding PC configuration and non-ideal optimization. By the way, the game is created on Unreal Engine 4. Battles in Miasma Chronicles are challenging, especially on high difficulty levels. The combat system is largely carried over the past games and is based on Firaxis games, modified XCOM rules with crit, cover, and hit percentages. As in Mutant, the developer had provided a story mode for those who are unsophisticated or tried racking their brains, with weak enemies and health regeneration. At higher difficulty levels you will have to do reconnaissance, carefully plan your action, study the map and the location of enemies, learn the weakness and strength of the opponent. Choose what to attack with. The enemy will explain whatever the strategy is correct or not. He has a numerical advantage and the ability to tear to shreds a team of 3 heroes who wanted to attack heads on. You will have to load up the challenge, of course, of encounter often. and the first level the game knows no pity, becoming easy with upgrades, reinforcement and new weapons. It's a proven system, but it feels a little outdated. Other annoying things: the rule of walk and then shoot. I will consume abilities with reloading after their moves. The conflicts and developments are super cool. Healers that restore health and reveal fallen. You can go through the game stealthy, but you can distract the enemy's attention with a thrown bottle. But in the middle of 2023, it's time to change and develop the mechanic of XCOM tactics. Rather than using the developments of a decade ago, why don't the hero shoot in sync and take down some fat enemy before he has time call for companions? Increasing a character's level will increase health and grant one skill board point to freely customize abilities. For example, Elvis will better master the Gauntlet, controlling miasmas and the skill cover, destroying enemies in the camp of defeat. Dix will become a shield and tank, knowing down heroes. Experience is gained in battles, giving for completing main and side quests, as well as finding treasure trophies of the past, such as beer and cheesy sticks. The maximum level is 25, and that's not enough. You reach the ceiling much earlier than the end of the game, and there's not enough experience to pump up all abilities available in small quantities. The trio of participants in battles is equipped with weapons for a long-range combat, assaults and sniper rifles, shotguns as well as special generators with additional ammo, healing and other abilities. In the process you can find controversial of Miasma that undo as a gauntlet with special powers, dealing damage, controlling monsters, summoning creatures. Local mana is spent to use the powers. Kilowatts represented by energy cells. The Gauntlet possessing a set of spells is able to change the battle in favor of the player. Critical hit of great importance and is desirable to maximize the change of this inflection. This is important during ambush shot, when the enemy must be defeated by the first round. The rage strip accumulating by skills is also useful here by a 100 change of a critical hit. There's plenty of room for exploration, more than in Mutant Year Zero. It's desirable to vacuum all corners of location to collect consumables and piece of local currency, plastics. But there's another benefit, to admire the enhancing details of the elaborated environment of the dying world, to learn its history. Between locations you can move with the help of teleportation. Economy is the weakest part of the game. Merchants offer weapons that can be found without them. At the first stages it's worth paying exclusively healers and consumables. It's funny that beer bottles cost more than grenade. It's necessary to loot the villains of the general herd for silent elimination. It's probably implied to the wild rarity. Completing Miasma Chronicles will take about 30 hours, including side quests and even more in high difficulty. There were some bugs in the game. Characters got stuck in the textures, refused to interact with objects, and exploration something caused with breaks, freezing and even game crashes. Miasma Chronicles is a nice story of growing up and learning about yourself, where the growth of the hero and companions are intertwined with entertainment issues. Birdie's ladies again proved that they are good at tactics and are able to capture from the first minutes. If the player does not have the syndrome of inflating exploration and the desire to look for cliches in everything, and then the plot of the gameplay will drag on. There are stupid moments with the behavior of the protagonist and his mother, but they can be endured. Not everyone feels like the combat system. You want something more modern, but it's hence in skillful tactician the project will shine and open up. Fans of tactical RPG and those who like Mutant Year Zero should pay attention to the game. The authors have made big step forward, but it's better to wait for a good discount, as the publisher is asking for the price of a AI game. Still, it will be shame if Miasma Chronicles doesn't get a sequel where they fix a flaws of the original. It deserves one.